What's going on YouTube? It's your boy GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to talk about the 6th episode of the Sopranos, Pax Soprano. We're going to talk about what happened and then kind of give a quick review at the end. There's really not going to be much to this video. I mean, it's going to be a pretty basic video. It's a pretty precise, concise episode. I got to go to lunch literally right after this, so yeah, we're just going to get what we can do for the channel today. I know I was supposed to get that Halliburton video out, but too busy. I got 3 hours of studying waiting for me, all that stuff. So I might start editing it so tomorrow it won't be as bad, but yeah. So Mikey beats up the leader of a card game that had been protected by Jimmy Altieri, a DeMio family capo. Capo's like a soldier, pretty much. So while Uncle Junior is being fitted for a new suit, his tailor tells him that his 14-year-old grandson died by suicide after taking drugs sold to him by Rusty Irish, who works for DeMio capo Larry Boy Baris. So, yeah, this guy probably needs to be taken out. He's a freaking mob boss. He can do whatever he wants. He's got all the connections in the world around him. And, yeah. Alright, so, yeah, Junior has him killed even though he is Larry Boy's top earner. Larry Boy's sitting there like, what the hell, man? You can't kill this guy. The kid took the damn drugs. You want to blame me for that? You want to blame our top seller? He's getting shit done for our business. And family comes before business, though, especially, if you're a top authority, and it makes sense. So, prompted by Olivia, Junior tells Hesh that he must now, for the first time, make payments to him. He's got to pay him back, pay off his debts. Now that he's a mob boss, he's got to kind of take responsibility for all his debts as a capo. I don't know if that's like a real thing to do, but it gives you more dignity, gives you more pride, gives you more respect as a leader of an entire mob. I mean, a mafia. These people take over the damn city. But yeah, so Hesh goes to Tony, who goes to Johnny Sack, the underboss in New York's Lupertazzi crime family. Obviously, there's a lot of connections. There's a lot of interesting rivals with these things in New York. It actually happened at a time. It's crazy. You watch it on TV and you kind of forget that all this stuff actually kind of happened in a way. There were the John Gottis, the Al Capones, all sorts of people like that. So they negotiate with Junior, who reduces his demands, and Hesh agrees to pay. The other DeMio capos are resentful because Junior is keeping too much money for himself. Again, he's the mob boss. He already kind of has everything in his hands. This is the last thing he needs is extra money. He doesn't need a bonus. He's the top guy. He gets the respect. So Tony speaks to Junior, who agrees to pass Hesh's tribute money down to his capos, kind of distribute among his soldiers, the men, for their service. And Tony gives his share of this money back to Hesh. So Tony loses his libido as a side effect of his medication, which is a drive to have sex, is what libido means. I mean, I'm sure everyone kind of knew that. I was just explaining it to make sure. So Carmela and Tony's mistress Irina become very discontented with him, and his life is kind of spiraling out of control due to the medication. And obviously, if you want to treat something, there has to be a trade-off. You have to experience some things. That's kind of how the world works. If you want one thing to go your way, something else can't go your way. And that's kind of what happens with this show, and it's kind of what happens with everything. I mean, every single decision that Tony Soprano makes, anybody in his gang makes, it's going to come with some sort of trade-off. So Tony also starts having erotic dreams about Dr. Melfi, and believes he is in love with her. Even though they haven't really known each other for that long, it's a bit bizarre. She's a pretty attractive woman, of course. I think she's played by Bracco. I can't remember her first name. Lorraine Bracco. I had to look it up real quick. But yeah, Lorraine Bracco, who's had a lot of really good roles in movies. She's a pretty attractive woman. But he tries to kiss her during a session, then has her aging car stolen and returned with a new starter. Again, I mean, she kind of figured this out. She knows who Soprano is. Who doesn't know who Tony Soprano is? It's kind of hard to keep a low profile when you see these guys on the news every single day, obviously. So Carmela admits to Tony that she is jealous that his therapist can help him, but she cannot, and especially because she's a female. I mean, that's a really big dynamic about that. Tony tells Carmela that she is his life, and they reconcile and they kind of get over things for now. Obviously, there's probably going to be a lot more issues coming up later. So Junior celebrates his promotion to boss with a banquet. They have this whole big old thing. I'm sure, boosters come in, and not boosters, but like people that help their cause. It's not a good cause, obviously, but people that contribute. I don't know. It's not one of those type of banquets. It's not like a charity banquet. I'm trying to not make it like that, but so a waiter has a button camera and takes photos for the FBI, which are affixed to a bulletin board mapping out the hierarchy of the DeMille family. So now we kind of get the authorities involved. And in the first 5 episodes, I mean, yeah, I was kind of wondering myself, when are the big dogs getting involved? I mean, these people have to. I mean, obviously they get scouted out by the FBI all the time, but when is there going to be action taking place? I don't know. Rusty Irish was killed, obviously. That was the guy that died this episode. I mean, this episode is so fraught with discomfort and complications with both family and family, the mob family. There's 2 families, Soprano has to worry about. And whatever separate sphere Melfi occupies, that it's nearly as compelling in its own right as the last episode, which is very special. A lot of people like that one. The episode isn't amazing. I think College is better. I think the last episode might have been slightly better, but it's definitely more significant. A lot more things are intertwined in the storylines. A lot of things are being developed, but yeah, I told you, 7 minutes of a video, it's not that much. Again, the Sopranos kind of get to the point with their plots and stuff. They don't do too much. They don't weave too much in there. We are talking about a show that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, so